Okay, so we got Brendon Moh here from Moh Meetings. Brendon had the easiest last name to come up with a fractional SDR business name because it was like Moh Meetings, Moh Money, Moh
No
Revenue, Moh
problems. Yeah.
Outbound. There's so many different options. But why don't you tell us, Brendon, like kind of, a little bit about your background. What were you doing before you kind of got into like, BDR role, SDR stuff? I know you were coming from the mortgage space, but tell us a little bit about your background, your current gig that you're in now, and then kind of, just what you were doing before joining the community.
For sure. Thanks for having me, Hunter. I come from a background of, I did like 7 years full time in the mortgage space. So B2C sales. I was a full cycle AE, produced all of my partnerships, my own leads, closings, everything was on me. And things were really great, especially during COVID with the refi boom and everything. Made a ton of money, but then the market shifted a whole bunch, got really difficult, like most B2C sales does when the economy tanks. In 2023, I tried to hold on until 2024 before starting to look elsewhere for another job. And so what I loved about mortgage was that once I built up everything, like my community, I could work fully remote. And so I tried finding jobs, but for the first year of 2024, I found in-person jobs, selling random things like I did a bunch of like payroll, I did a bunch of in-person payroll, I did a bunch of credit card processing sales, and everything was just like, it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be fully remote so I can control my day. And so 2025 is when I got introduced to tech sales. I hired a coach actually.
Shout out
Jack Knight. Shout out, baby. He's the
Jack
man.
Knight.
He's
Great.
so awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And so he hooked me up, showed me, landed my first like BDR job for 90K OTE within 2 days, I think it was. So went over there and I was super nervous because I've never done any kind of like sales enablement platform, no sequencing, no like enrichment tool. I knew nothing about tech sales. I just knew how to have relational, like good conversations with people. And I've never done B2B either, really, not successfully at least. So anyways, got the job, got in. First month, I hit 500% of my ramp quota. First quarter, I was named #1 rep. And I hit like 260% of my quota my first full quarter. And just kept crushing it until one day I realized I was like, well, I need to make more money. BDRs can only make so much money. And the next natural step was to become an AE. So I started looking down that path and realized, oh, there's like not as much freedom being an AE. You're tied to your meetings calendar versus like an SDR, BDR. You can kind of like make calls when you want, prospect when you want. But also they were going to fly me all around the place doing a bunch of like in-person events. I'm like, that's not why I came to tech sales. I didn't want to have to be in person once a month, traveling all the time.
Sure.
And so I was like, well, what can I do then? And SMBAE is the first step, and they barely get paid more than I am as a BDR. So I'm like, well, why would I want to do that? And then by the time I make 200 plus, I would have to be like an enterprise AE almost. And that could be 5 years down the line. My wife wanted to quit. And so that's her full-time job so we can continue having more kids because that's what she loves doing. And so she put me in a bind. We have 3 kids and she wants to have another one. So I'm like, frick, well, I can't just be making like barely 6 figures. Like we live in California here. So I was like, what could I do? And so then I remember watching Elijah's videos, and then he pointed me in the direction of Hunter, found his program, and I was like, what the heck is this real life? Like, this doesn't seem like possible. Like, it just seems like it's a scam almost in my head. But I took the leap of faith and was like, okay, I'm going to do this, but if I do this, I need to go all in without losing my full-time job because that has all my benefits for all my kids. Like, I can't lose that. So he worked with me. You worked with me really well. Taught me everything. I asked a million questions because that's just how annoying I am.
No, you were by far one of my favorite people to coach because you always came with like everything that you wanted to learn or know, like you would have bulleted out like with the questions listed, which was actually really helpful for me. I've actually referred back to the coaching call you and I did, building out your sales deck. Like I've sent that to multiple people and showed them that, because I thought we did a really good job kind of breaking down, putting on your deck, like what a full-time SDR is worth, what you would be able to deliver, the difference in the conversation prices. And so it was always helpful to have you come like, with a lot of questions.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad it helps the community. Because I just think in this job as a BDR, the more curious you are, the more success you're going to have in booking meetings.
Amen, bro.
So anyways, got me in. I think I started in, what was it,
November
December-ish?
20, I think November 24th was your official like start date in the school community. I can see that you joined November 24th.
Right. And so that's when I did a lot of research and just like kind of learned everything step by step. And I don't think I started making calls till like end of December or early January after the holidays.
Yeah.
But that's when I started like just calling people, and I took a approach of, I'm big into like trigger signals to like why just randomly call somebody.
Yeah.
So my big thing was, I'm going to call people that have money.
Yeah.
I want people that have money. I don't want just like companies been around for 20 years, never done outbound. There's a reason why they haven't done outbound. Like, so I thought of the whole like, okay, well, I'm going to find recently VC funded companies that are preferably don't have SDR teams.
Yeah.
And so that was my triggering thing. And actually the first day I made calls, it's kind of funny, but the first cold call I did, I had my whole script ready to go, and I'm not a script reader. I'm not good at it, like usually. So like I just said, F it. I know the concept of what I'm trying to accomplish. And I just went off script, talked to the guy. And at the end of the conversation, he's like, well, you don't sound completely retarded. Why don't we meet next week? And I was like, oh, wow.
I remember that. I remember you telling me that. And I was just like, well, at least he's honest with you.
Very blunt guy. Still is.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is my first meeting. My first booked meeting is now my current client.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And I had like 3 total meetings within that month that I booked while working my full-time job, W2. But this guy, I just kept pursuing him. I met with his sales director, then I met with his VP of BDR. And then we did one more final meeting. Like it was not a long process, but it was like a month long of just like waiting, like, okay, what's happening? Like, what are we going to do? Well, how are we negotiating? And then finally, the last meeting is when we talked pricing, because they just didn't even ask. And I'm like, cool. I've learned in sales, you don't ever want to talk about pricing until, they see the full value of what you can do.
For sure.
And so anyways, I just impressed the guys. I used the pitch deck like you were talking about earlier about like what it costs to train. And the big thing that got them the most, I think, was when I said, have you ever hired a BDR before? Have you ever trained a BDR before? Do you know what the turnover rate is in this industry? Because I can tell you at my current company or my current client, I've watched 20 BDRs churn out within a year. I'm the most seasoned person here, and I've been here just shy of a year. And they were like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's big. That's a good sell. That's a really good selling point.
Yeah. So they're like, I was like, you could go look for some rando BDR and pay them their 80K OTE plus all their benefits and everything, making it around 110, 120K. And you have to invest your time too, like training them. Like if you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to think this doesn't work. So why not because their end goal is to build out a whole team to help them like scale a whole bunch. I'm like, why not, like, instead of investing in someone that's committing to 4 to 6 months minimum, why not just test it out month by month with someone that's a professional that just knows what they're doing, like from day one? Then there's less risk. Your risk is just one contract, 1 month. And if you don't like the results, fire me.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in a W2 usually. You can't fire someone after 1 month.
No. After 1 month, they're still like learning how to dial.
Right, exactly. Like, and you're still trying to teach them like what the talk track is. I'm inventing the talk track, keep in mind. So they're like, all right, I think we're good. Send over the proposal. I don't know if you want me to talk numbers and all that, but
that's up to you. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I charged them 100 conversations for $100 each for 10,000 upfront, paid in whole.
And they paid up front, paid in full.
Yep. Paid in full.
And were there any kind of nerves like when you were like sending over the proposal and like, are they actually going to pay up front? Yeah.
I was like sweating, like because I got all these verbal confirmations, but like I've never, I mean, I get really into the weeds of it. Like even using PandaDoc to send over the proposal, I was like, Hunter, do I do this? Hunter, do I do this? Like, how do I edit? Like I was like freaking out because I was like, I've never sent over a proposal. Like I don't know how anything works.
I know, dude. I remember one of the funniest things was we had so many discussions and like, what's the difference between a statement of work and a proposal? Wait, what was there either the proposal in the contract or the MSA? And I'm like, these are actually good questions. I'm like, because I just like take these things for granted. Like, okay, the MSA is like the legal docs, the proposal is like what you're gonna do, right? But no, you were asking good questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's second nature because I mean, you've been doing it for so long. It's like, oh yeah, of course. But like, I was like, dude, I don't freaking know. But what helped was also talking to other people in my position. Like I think I talked to Chase a few times too, and we like bounced notes off each other.
Sure.
And so that was really helpful. But then once I got them to sign up, I'm like, yes, this is super cool. But it didn't come to life until that money hit my bank account, and then I was like, oh.
You're like, I just got 10 G's deposited in the account and I haven't done anything for him yet, right?
Exactly. And that's when I was like, whoa, this is sweet. So
where do you feel like you've gotten the most value so far from the community, like, and from the program? Like what resources or assets or just like part of it in particular has been most valuable for you?
Probably you.
Okay.
I would say like it's that custom coaching that you provide that other people in the community can't really give because you have so much experience. That gave me the confidence to do things that like I thought 10K was really high. When I pitched it to them, I was shooting for the moon, like expecting them to come back. I was like, I'll start high and I'll work my way down. But you just said go for it. And I was like, why would someone pay this much money? But they're doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then also you really helped me fine tune when we had that. So the first after I fine tuned my list and everything, my scripting was not, I was overcomplicating things.
Okay.
And you helped me understand how to write my new script, which is like the origin story style because of the unique like way my product was created. But you helped me like make my thoughts make sense and then put it into paper. And it is a pitch, slap, and run style, but our product is unique. It's like it make like everyone I talk to is like, oh yeah, I have that problem. Like it doesn't work for any product. If it's like a product that's like my full-time job, this style does not work in that way. So, but you helped me learn that certain products can be done pitch, slap, and run. If it's I don't know, the value.
If you actually say something interesting to people, like they allow you to monologue, right? Like
totally.
That's what I found out is that like, if you're not saying anything that's interesting, then people are just like, what are you talking about? But with your client, like they had an interesting story, like one of the biggest construction companies in the world, like this thing was born out of it and they created their own company from it. And it's just like, that's unique, right? That like people are drawn towards stories. And so I always encourage reps, like when they're working with clients or even just full-time SDRs, like look for the unique like story within this, right? Look for something that would get people, like draw people in, and where there's some status, and where, you know, you can just like kind of separate yourself.
Totally. And that's what you helped me, like, because I use ChatGPT, I use Claude, I use Gemini, I use like every single thing possible to like come up with the perfect script. And I was just like, F it. I just threw it all away and I'm like, all right, Hunter, I want to hear your perspective and I want to start clean slate. And then it just hit like every person I talked to. And I mean, first week I booked 2 meetings and they were really like bad meetings, but then I changed my script after that, did less discovery up at the end. Instead, what I did was I asked my disqualifying questions up front to make sure they're the right person. And that helped fine tune my list a whole bunch. And then by week number 2, I booked, I think it was like 6 meetings. Week 3, I booked 5. And then
and just mind you, everyone listening, this is while Brendon has a full-time job, you guys.
Oh yeah, that's
Like,
true.
he's still full-time SDR at his company. He's the top performer at the company. And he's fulfilling for this client, like in the in-between hours, right? And on his lunch break, in the mornings, in the evenings, in the afternoons. Like, I see him on the live dials, late in the day on the afternoons when he's gotten stuff done for his day job. So for anyone out there that thinks that like you can't do this alongside your full-time job, or you're going to be too busy, like, here's your proof, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was impossible, because at first I was like, oh, I have to like time block like every hour of my day now. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And I did have to do some time blocking. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I knew I would have to.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly, if you have the right client with the right product, like it is way easier to sell than
And if
my
you're getting
current
paid,
full-time job.
and if you're getting paid the right way, right? If you're
True,
getting you're
true.
getting paid based on outcomes that you can control and that directly correlate to your like inputs on a daily basis, that also helps, right? And it keeps you going. It keeps you motivated.
Right.
And so I guess so you closed one deal so far, 10K. You still got the full-time gig, so you're doing like around 20K a month now. What do you think has been like for you? What kind of areas of your either business or life have improved? What do you feel like your ROI has been so far on the community overall? Also, how long did it take you to close your first client?
Oh yeah. So just to start with the closing, it took me like I think 6 weeks
Okay.
from the first call to the fourth meeting, and
Yeah.
then getting signed contract. It was like mid February 20th, I think. So like
Okay.
beginning of January to February 20th. And keep in mind, I didn't go like all gung ho in the beginning. Like, I was still trying to maintain my new job, because January, that's beginning of quarter. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta like really work this out. I just kind of got, I don't want to say lucky, but like consistently following up with them
Yeah.
is what I think made them impressed. They're like, oh, he's calling us again. Oh, he's emailing us again. And it's,
This guy really wants it.
he wants it. And so that's
Yeah.
why they kind of just like handed it over, and not handed it, but they signed the contract. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but lifestyle change has been, my wife did officially quit her job in end of January. So she's full-time mom, and she's pregnant again. And
Dude.
she she's just been able to be with the kids, go to their schools and everything. And
Yeah.
she's been cooking, she's been cleaning,
Yeah.
things that I used to do every single day. So that's been really nice. So I can just focus on the actual work. Like,
Yeah.
I realized I was probably spending 1.5, 2 hours a day, literally just like doing chores and stuff around
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
And now I have the free time to actually do a second job that can make more money than what my wife was making. So
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that's
that's
awesome.
been,
What do you think your ROI has been so far in the community?
oh, I mean, yeah, well, now I'm like 4x what I spent to get into the community.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's only going to keep going up because it's like you've only been in it for, 3-4 months now.
right. Yeah, no, it's been
Like
amazing.
every month
like,
the client stays on, you're
X.
just like 2xing it every month.
Right. And that's the biggest thing. Like, I would say the scariest thing was this morning I had my first renewal with them, like after completed the contract. And I was able to produce like over 400K in pipeline for them, which they were like in a month. And they were like, oh, this is amazing. Like, you keep this up and we won't need any other resources for marketing. But at the end of the day, to get renewals, yes, we charge per conversation, but I thought of it from the standpoint of the client. Like, yes, I
Yeah,
control outcomes of the convo, but if it's not good researched accounts,
for sure.
they're not going to be happy with the results.
Yeah.
So I thought of it from my W2 standpoint, which is qualified ops. Like, even though I'm doing 100 convos, I still need to make sure I do a really good job in my
Yeah,
targeting and
sure.
messaging so they qualify them, because otherwise
Yeah.
they're probably not going to renew with you.
Yeah. No one just wants you to have empty conversations with the wrong people.
Right.
At the end of the day, it is literally still about making your client money, right? Like,
Right.
obviously we want to get paid based on things we can control and like you'd be compensated for what we're doing. But like at the end of the day, like the North Star is always like, am I generating qualified pipeline? Am I making my client money? How did you first hear about Super SDR?
Trying to remember. A few people at my company, like W2, like they randomly talked about it. And then I've been following Elijah for a while because I actually interviewed when he was at Docebo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Okay, so you were a referral from Elijah. I remember now.
and Dan the man, because I saw
Yeah.
his viral post when he first like
Got
dropped the whole
going.
W2 thing, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I actually met with him because I just want to network with other successful people.
Yeah.
And then I just kept following, and I just kept seeing stuff about fractional. I'm like, what the heck is this? I have to talk to this Hunter guy because
Yeah.
this is like you're the only one I know that does this. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even
I don't know
know
anyone
another
else.
program that exists.
Yeah. I don't
So
either.
yeah, so it's great for on your side, like
Yeah.
monopolize.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a completely like, I think it's just a complete blue ocean. Like, there's so many more. I had a whole post planned out on this, but like, there's just going to be an explosion of B2B companies, right?
Yeah.
With all the new AI stuff and tools and technology, like, there's just going to continuously be more and more innovation, new products, new services, new products, new services that need marketed, that need promoted, that need direct outreach. And so I don't ever think this will go anywhere. It might shift the way we do it and how we do it and the tools and the tech and the channels or whatnot,
Sure.
but it'll never go away. Um,
Mm-mm.
and so what made you decide to just like finally pull the trigger and do it?
Pulling the trigger.
You weren't really I didn't really have to hard sell you. Elijah, it took like a year of me talking to him and, whatever. And then he finally did it. Dan was pretty quick, but like for you, what was it that was just like, hey, I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just
Um,
like,
well,
I'm just going to do it.
I have to be honest. It was because I truthfully believed in what Elijah did. His style of selling on everything,
Yeah,
like his intent signals, like
sure.
everything he talks about is what I do at my W2 job. Like,
Yeah,
and I was like, if this guy's doing this, like I want to learn from someone like him. Like
yeah,
that's like what I want to do. And if he's making this much money like he says he's doing, you're right. Like I didn't have to be super hard sold because I was bought in from like just listening to what other people in the community were saying that were
yeah.
having a lot of success. And
Got it.
so it was that like that. And I mean, you also just backed up everything that they've been talking about. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I believe in Hunter, but it wasn't just, I was nurtured for like a while.
Yeah, you had kind of
before I
back
won.
channeled through the other people in the community and some referrals and just like that makes sense. And so for you, it's like I've already talked to people that are doing it, who went through the community, who are in the community, and
Right.
then I talked to Hunter and he backed it up. Okay, that makes sense. And your wife wanted to keep having more kids, right? So
That's
you're
right. That was the number one thing. And then she put me on a tight timeline, and I'm like, I guess we're doing this. I mean, what do we have to lose?
oh man, that's awesome, brother. How likely would you be to recommend someone the same way that Elijah and Dan kind of pointed you this direction?
Oh, I would definitely recommend if it was like the right fit, as long as you've been, I mean, even if you have been an SDR, if you have sales experience, I would
Yeah,
recommend it.
yeah,
Like you could still do it if you're just trying to get into sales, but it's gonna be a lot harder, in my
yeah,
opinion, like being honest.
yeah. Yeah, you
But
made
if
good
you,
money in mortgage. Like you had
yeah,
done that for a while.
yeah, it was, I mean, that's what I wanted. I want to get back to that level because it
Yeah,
was very high at one point.
yeah,
Um, where it's just like what it comes down to is I couldn't control getting promoted. I couldn't control the timelines. I couldn't control any of that stuff. Being a part of being a fractional on the side, like I can control if I make extra money or not, and I can do
yeah,
it now.
yeah,
Like 20K a month takes enterprise BDR AE level, which is like 3 to 5 years away. And I'm like, I can't wait 3 to 5 years. My life has to continue like now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We know why.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, it seemed like a dream, but I'm living it now. So I'm like,
Yeah,
this is freaking amazing.
I love it, bro. Why should someone listening take action right now then?
Take action. Well, like I believe in everything. There's always a trigger or a signal as to why you do something in life. If you're just here to cruise, it's probably not for you. But if you have real reason why you want to make more money, have a why behind it,
Dude, I love it.
if this is a great place to learn how to do it really quick.
Yeah,
That was the crazy thing. I thought it was gonna take me 3 to 6 months to land a client. I I mean, you just do the job to get the job.
yeah,
Like that's it.
yeah. What do you think we can
So,
improve about the community?
improve. I mean, you already know those thoughts. It's
I
just
know what
most,
you're gonna say. I know what you're
yeah,
gonna say.
it's just the processes of like the videos, like self-pace is really difficult for ADHD people like me. I need
Yeah,
it to be like written out perfectly.
yeah,
Otherwise, that's why I said the one-on-one coaching was so valuable, because
yeah,
I am very much like, do this order of things. And if it's
yeah,
not, then I question everything and start
yeah,
freaking out in my head. But just the process, getting and having micro videos and
yeah.
explaining like each thing and what you should do would be
Yep.
super helpful, which I know you already started to implement.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. No, that's good. And a lot of that was from like a lot of the coaching that we did together. I'm like, you would ask so many questions, and I'm like, dude, like these are good questions. Like these are things that I'm missing, right? These are things that I'm hearing again and again from folks. And so that I was actually very appreciative of like the level of detail we went into there. But this is great, man. I really appreciate it. It was great chatting with you. There's some good laughs in this one. So I'm
yeah,
going to
for
get it
sure.
edited up. I'll send it over to you before I push anything out. I know you're still full-time, so I don't want to compromise that at all. So I'm not going to, your video will probably just stay on the landing page. I won't like post it anywhere.
That's what I was
I
gonna
won't go anywhere
say.
public. Some of the other guys that are like full-time and stuff, like I'll create shorts out of theirs and post them on LinkedIn, but I want to be respectful of, your full-time job and making sure that you keep the main thing, guys. I always tell
Yeah,
folks, like if you join and you've got a full-time gig, like the main thing is still the main thing. Like keep it the main thing, right?
yeah,
Your job is still the main thing. If you're not crushing your job, if you're not a quota crusher, if you're not, exceeding your targets and your goals and what you're doing there, then all that's going to do is create stress and anxiety in the back of your mind when you're trying to do this and fulfill for clients. So get good first, right? Get good.
yeah,
Brendon was already good, you guys. Like he was already hitting quota. He was already exceeding it, like far exceeding it, top performer. And so that's why it made sense for him. So if you're a quota crusher, hit me up.
that's what, or
Yeah.
hit me up too. I'd be
Yeah.
happy
Or hit
to
up
share
Brendon. Yeah.
details. But yeah, like seriously, just if you're a top producer and you want to make more money than an AE, like this is the
Oh, that's a
pathway.
quote, bro. I can't, it hurts me. I can't post that. All
I
right, man.
know.
I'll see you later, brother. Have a good rest
Thanks,
of your day.
Hunter. You too.
Peace.
Bye bye.